Feeling of helplessness is your best friend, savage.
You know, there's certain things I'm sick of when it comes to this modern day generation of gaming, you know. When it comes down to the bland cover systems and nearly every single game has the really, really crappy stories, it's always army men trying to beat aliens to death with huge oversized guns with chainsaws.
Bullshit! That statement is bullshit for several reasons. By the way he's making it sound, every game is like that. When in actuality there's more variation than you care to think of. And second of all, he hasn't played every single game released this generation. Therefore he can't really make that statement.
All the environments are always brown. They're never any other color other than brown, grey, and vomit green.
Like I previously stated, not all video games are like that.
I'm just getting absolutely sick of this shit, and I don't really understand why the hell every single game has to look the exact same, feel the exact same, and just in general are the exact same.
Because you're an idiot who's only looking for something to hate, I guess.
I just don't understand where this generic video game syndrome came from. Nearly every single modern day action game has to be some kind of rip-off of Gears of War. And hell, I've got absolutely no interest in playing Gears of War. It's got every single modern day video gaming cliche in terms of design. It's got regenerating health, it's got a cover system, it's got bland generic graphics, and it's got over-the-shoulder shooting. I just absolutely hate that. Okay, let's just start with the first cliche, okay? Let's just start with regenerating health. This is actually one of my most hated cliches in...
You know it's the most hated cliche because you have your finger on the pulse of video gaming culture.
Gaming, it really is. What the fucking hell ever happened to health bars? I would really, really, really like to know. It's shitty, overrated franchises like Halo and Call of Duty that have really started this trend. I don't know what the hell has happened.
I personally think those two games are very good. I just think the marketing has overblown them a bit.
It either does one or two things, right? It either makes the game stupidly easy or stupidly hard. Okay, I can give many examples of this. I actually can. In a game like Red Dead Redemption, even though the game itself is very well designed, it's really immersive, and it's just a great game to play, it's still stupidly fucking easy. The first one was extraordinarily hard. I love a challenge. But, you know, there's almost too much of one in games like Infamous. I'm telling you, call me a pussy if you want.
Pussy!
But that game's regenerating health system fucking sucks. Cole can't take 2 bullets without going to a mental breakdown. And, oh man. Okay, we're gonna get into another cliche in a minute, but let me just say something. Resistance, Fall of Man, is one of the most disappointing games I've ever played.
I played Resistance 1 and 2, and I think they're pretty decent games, what they are.
It really, really is. This is from the same guys who made Spyro the Dragon. Brilliant PS1 platformers.
It's kind of unfortunate that Spyro series went very downhill and is very mediocre at this precise moment. I think the series has been rebooted more times than I care to think of.
Same guys who made Ratchet & Clank. Brilliant, cartoony shooter platformers.
I played most of the Ratchet & Clank series, although I haven't played Crack in Time. I've been interested in playing that game, and I think it's a pretty decent series. I can't think of an overtly bad one.
They're absolutely fantastic games. But of course, thanks to modern day fucking gaming, they had to make a stupid soldier alien shoot 'em up game.
There are two things. One, aren't they allowed to make game series that you don't approve of? Because that's very narrow-minded of you. And two, the Chimera that you find aren't actually technically aliens. They are people infected with the Chimeran virus with cybernetic implants. You should know that if you've played it.
That's pretty much all it is. There's nothing to it. The story is rubbish, gameplay is crap, the environments are brown, vomit green, grey. So, in other words, the game's pretty much got the entire color scale of a hardcore video game. I fucking hate hardcore video games. Nearly all of them fucking suck.
Because it fucking sucks. Because it fucking sucks.
Since you're supreme master of the gaming industry, you get to decide what games are good and what games are bad and what shouldn't be around or shouldn't be made. That might be the most narrow-minded thing I've ever heard of.
Oh man, I don't even want to begin on all the shit games that I've played this generation. I just don't, okay?
I can either come up with two things. Either one, you have an impossibly high standard for video games, or two, you haven't been looking hard enough for what video games you generally like. Because there is variation, you just haven't been looking for it.
You probably already guessed what the next cliche is, and it's bland environments. Nearly every single modern-day action game has to have this scheme of colors. Whether it be an action-adventure game...
I have played Uncharted, and it doesn't have gunmetal grey or dogshit brown, according to him.
A first-person shooter... They're all the same, okay? It's exactly like I said with Resistance. Brown, grey, and vomit green.
Look, it doesn't matter what colours you use in your game. You could use every colour in the rainbow. If your game's crap, it's gonna be crap. If your game's good, it's gonna be good no matter what colours you have in it.
What kind of idiot thought that it would be a good idea to make these bland colours acceptable? In a game like Jericho...
I have played Jericho, and trust me, I think it's the second worst first-person shooter that I've ever played for the 360. The first one being Hour of Victory.
The environments are so bland, they even managed to make a brand new kind of vomit color. The environments have vomit red in them. Why exactly... Who thought it would be a good idea to make hardcore video games all dark and murky? What kind of basement dwellers find these stupid fucking games entertaining? Now, the next cliche, and it's probably all of you out there probably really do love this cliche. I mean, it's games like God of War that have really started this trend. And oh god, I love God of War. It's another one of those great overrated franchises that everyone loves just because of the fact it's a console exclusive. And,
Do I detect a note of sarcasm?
Are you kidding me? This baby is off the charts. Why?
God of War wasn't the first game to ever have QuickTime events. The first game to ever actually have QuickTime events in it was Shenmue for the Dreamcast. And trust me, I think Shenmue was probably the most boringest game I've ever seen.
it's quick time events. Lord fucking knows I love quick time events. I really fucking do.
Only sarcasm detector. Well, that's a really useful invention.
You all? Man, is there really anything that I can't say about quick time events? They are freaking awful.
I personally don't mind them as long as they're only used for boss battles, or if I'm given a heads up before they're used, and they're not randomly switching the buttons around.
Okay, I've only played one single game where they have not annoyed the shit out of me. Well, I guess two, okay? That is Resident Evil 4, fantastic fucking game, brilliant on every level, amazing boss fights, and Heavenly Sword. I don't know what it is about that game that I don't find the quick time events really annoying, but I think they're actually quite well implemented. But they're everywhere.
No, they're fucking not. I can only think of maybe 4 games that I've played in the last 6 months that have actually had quick time events in them.
They're like a fucking plague or something. Every modern day game has them. I don't even get it anymore. Why the hell do we need to be reminded of where the buttons are on our fucking controllers? Really, why do we? All it is mindless button mashing. It's in Modern Warfare.
There are no quick time events in Modern Warfare.
It's in God of War. It's in hack and slash games. It's in action adventure games. It's in shooting games.
And I don't think there are any quick time events in Darksiders either.
It's in everything. Ugh, man. Okay, let's just get to the next cliche, okay? The next amazing cliche is, cover systems, and like Yahtzee would say, I'm always ripping on zero punctuation.
I personally think zero punctuation is severely overrated.
I'm a huge fucking fanboy. Chest high walls. Man, this is another thing that really pisses me off about modern day games as well. It's realism and cover systems. That is yet another thing that is plaguing the gaming industry these days.
You're just upset that a couple of games you have to take cover whenever somebody points a gun at you and starts shooting at you. That you have to hide behind a wall.
Why the hell do I even want to play realistic games? You know, video games are meant to be a form of escapism, aren't they? I don't want to be grounded in reality. Not that I have anything against the real world. It's just not a very interesting place to set a goddamn video game. It's meant to be a form of escapism, not realism. I mean, sure, there are games like Half-Life that are grounded in reality, but it still manages to be over the top with brilliant set pieces and a good story. So just to round off this part of the video is that I would just like to say that I would rather prefer a game like Darksiders.
Darksiders itself had quite a few cliches in of itself. its colour system wasn't exactly the brightest I've ever seen on the 360 or the PS3, and its plot was a bit thin at times.
Than a game like Call of Duty. And that's it. That's pretty much all I can say about modern day gaming as a cliche. I was originally going to talk about Nolan North, how the hell he's so freaking annoying, but I'll leave that for another day. I really will. So, I'm pretty much done here, okay? Very long, pointless video, very long, pointless rant, but what else can I say? I'm a fucking nerd. You can flame me for my opinion if you want, but really I don't give a shit. Frankly, I prefer a game like Okami, rather than a hardcore brown action game, or an overrated turd like Metal Gear Solid 4. And that's pretty much my rant over. Okay? I'm done.
In conclusion, you are taking maybe one or two gaming series that you don't like and you're painting the whole entire gaming industry with them. You shouldn't do that because you may be missing out on something you may or may not like. And second of all, you're forgetting one thing. The whole video gaming industry is a bit clichéic. Regardless of genre, who makes it, when they were made, and who the target audience is. Each gaming genre has their own cliches, strengths and weaknesses. But what can I say? You just play the games that you like playing.